Hi guys, and welcome back to this ActiveCampaign tutorial. My name is Rimas and I'm the CEO of Vendi. We help businesses automate mundane tasks so they can focus more on what actually matters, which is making more money, keeping their customers happy, and everything else that does not have to do with boring and repetitive tasks. And in this tutorial, we are talking about ActiveCampaign and especially the email editor. So we are going to schedule a one-time campaign together. If you want to do that, you go here to campaigns, you click on the campaigns tab, and you create a new campaign. Let's give it a name. So you can choose an automated campaign, which is pretty much an automation. We'll cover that in the next videos. You can schedule an autoresponder, which is kind of the same. You can have a split test campaign, so you can have half of your list, for example, receive one email and half of your list a separate email, and then you can see which one is better. Obviously, you can trigger it by an RSS feed, which again is an automation, and a date-based campaign. By the way, date-based campaigns are different than a standard campaign. So you can schedule a one-time campaign. You can schedule to send it tomorrow or whatever you want to a date to be. But a date-based campaign is sent on contact birthdays, anniversaries, or whatever else date-based field that you might have inside your automation. So all of this here, like this 4 over here, are automations. Split testing and standard are like regular campaigns that you schedule over here. So I will hit next, and next it prompts me to choose my list. So let's say I want to send this to the marketing list, and if I further want to segment it, I will click here. I can create a new segment, and I can add conditions here based on a lot of, and based actually of all the data that I have inside ActiveCampaign. I can just add a segment here, and I can only send the campaign to those people inside the segment. I'm not going to do that right now, so I'll hit next, and I will have the email editor, right? Obviously, I can choose from an already like a pre-made template, which if you don't have a designer on your team, you could easily do, because they have beautiful templates and they're free. And let's say we want to choose this one over here. You can also obviously preview them. You can see how it looks on desktop and mobile. So let's say we choose this one, or you can obviously start from scratch. This is the sender details. You'll have to confirm this inside your settings. ActiveCampaign will prompt you to do so if you haven't, and it's very simple. So sender details, it's my name obviously, and this is the email subject. And this is the email that I'm sending it from. So I'll hit continue. And it will bring up the editor. So this is the editor, the email editor, right? You can just click here, and it's very easy. You have this rich text formatting options. You can have a personalized field. So who benefits from our services? And I can add here first name. As you can see, the font has not been kept. So what you can do is click here, and as you can see, this is an Arial 12, and this was Roboto 52, and the color is different, it's bolded. So you can do 2 things. First thing you can do is to change this, or the second one is this is like a hack. So you delete this, and you go here, and you inserted like 1 character before, and it usually worked, but this time it didn't anyway. Or you can just type it manually. So it's first name. You can obviously just change the font and whatever it takes. Just do not leave it as it was. So you have to make it the same font if you want to look the same. And you can then go ahead and change the sections here. There are like sections, which obviously I'm not gonna go into detail on this because there are a lot of features you can do. You can add HTML blocks. If you want to add custom code here, you can add videos. By the way, so this is a very important aspect. You cannot add a video. Emails in general do not support a video playing inside your email. It's not the way it works, but you can enter like a YouTube URL here, and the thumbnail, I cannot, okay, and the thumbnail will appear here with a play button, and whenever somebody clicks on that, it will go to the YouTube video or the Dropbox hosted video or the Google Drive hosted video or whatever, Vimeo, you name it, right? You can add buttons. You can also save blocks so you can reuse them. So for example, I have, let's say, created this header here, which I like a lot, this one, and I can go to the settings and I can save this to content library, and I know, header email, I can just give it a name. And from now on, I will see it here. And every single time I want to add this on a new email, I'll just take it and insert it. And as you can see, it's the same header that appears there. So I can add it wherever I want to, which is a very cool thing if you have reusable blocks, which you would have that. You have some options here for each of the elements. So let's say I click this one, and I can link it to something. I can set the width, the height, the background, all of that stuff. Also, you have here on the gear icon, you will have a spam check test, which you should always take care to have it passed. Otherwise, your email might end up in spam. You have to leave those two options. Ticked. It's better like that. You can add the pre-header text, and that's pretty much it. Then after you have finished your email and you know it's working, you can click next. By the way, this built with ActiveCampaign branding, you can easily move if you click the delete this button. And also this part right here is mandatory to have on all of your emails, so you cannot remove it. So if you try to remove it and you can't, well, that's the reason why. And this email here will be replaced by each user's email. So if you send it to, let's say, Remus at vargasdigital.us or venti.com, it's gonna be replaced by that. So I hit next, and now I have the summary page. Obviously, again, this is a sandbox account. This is why I've got all of these errors popping up here. Because I don't have an address, I have to add the real address for my business. And I don't have any recipients because they're not added to the list. You will have yours added, so it's all good. And once you add an address, you don't have the list error, and you can click these buttons here. So you want the open read tracking on, so you can see how many people opened your emails, how many read them, all of that. You can have the link tracking on, so you can see how many people clicked on your links. You can have the reply tracking on, which means you'll see how many people replied to your emails. You can have Google Analytics on, so if you hook Google Analytics to ActiveCampaign, it sends the data back to Google Analytics. And then you can choose to schedule it, right? Or you can send now. I don't have the send now or the schedule button up here right now because of these errors, but you will have a blue button up here in the corner, and it will say publish, or if you click this, it will say schedule now. And you can also, and I highly recommend sending yourself a test email, so you can check it both on your phone and on your desktop. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As soon as you hit the publish or the schedule button up here, which I don't have again because of this error with the address, you're done, and your campaign will appear here as being sent or scheduled. For me, it's in draft again because I haven't added my address, so I wasn't able to schedule it. I hope this tutorial helped you guys out, and I'll see you in the next one when we are going to talk about more complex stuff like automations.